And joining me in studio, a special guest I have with me, Yoseph Haddad. Yoseph is a former IDF soldier with the elite Golani unit. He also himself was seriously injured fighting for the nation of Israel in the Second Lebanon War. He's an Israeli citizen, an Arab, and a Christian from the Knicks city of Nazareth, and the founder of the group Value to Each Other, which brings together other soldiers and other Israeli citizens who want to be able to talk about these issues together. Thank you so much for being with us, Yosef. I want to ask, on this day, what does it mean to you personally? You were a combat soldier, you were injured in war, you're still a young man. What does Remembrance Day mean for you personally?
First of all, it's a very sad day. As you can imagine, myself, I was injured, but I lost a lot of friends, commanders, and soldiers. And that's why when the Memorial Day comes, for me, it's this one day in a year that I can leave everything aside and just focus on each and every brave soldier that fall in battle. And for me, it's a really, really sad day. But it's very important to say it, and it's a very proud day for me also.
What is it like for you to be able to speak about your former friends, the men and women you fought side by side with, your commanders who lost their lives? I could see it's emotional for you to talk about. Does it help you when you talk about them? Is it difficult to talk about?
I recently talked to my friend about that, and I told him that I am so lucky that I'm here. Everybody tell me that you are so brave, you are, what a brave soldier you are, what a brave person you are. And I'm saying, listen, I am not brave. The really brave soldiers are the one that's not with us right now. And I got lucky. I'm here. Although I was badly injured, I kept going with my life, but my duty is to tell their stories. And this is why I'm here, this is why I'm doing this, because every person should know about the brave soldiers.
Tell us a little bit, if you could, just about some of these friends who sadly they're not here with us to share their stories themselves, but they live through you.
Tell you what, I'll tell you a special story about my commander. Actually, he was a high commander. His name is Klein. And his story is very unique because what happened is he went with his team into Binjbel. It's a village in Lebanon, and a Hezbollah terrorist threw a grenade at the force. In a split of a second, he decided to jump on that grenade and save his own crew. I think you should be amazed by how wonderful person he is, and then how great commander he is. This is my story. This is his story. My story with him is that one time we went to the border between Lebanon and Israel. And because I was a commander, but he was a higher commander, there's no personal issues or personal stories. It's only professional stories. So we went there, and we found ourselves hours and hours on lying in front of the border, and we're talking about personal things. This is why my first time was getting to know him and him to know me, which was an amazing, and for sure, he was one of the most amazing persons.
We have an international audience. You know, we're broadcasting around the world, but it's unique in Israel, right? Everyone, your friends, they've lost their own friends in battle or in terror attacks. Everyone is touched and remembers someone on Memorial Day. What's that like to be in Israel and experience that?
This is what's so special about this country. I mean, everyone has an issue with somebody. You don't have to be a relative. It's a friend of a friend. And everyone is sad at these moments. But the unique thing is that in about a couple of hours, we are going to change the whole, from sad to happy. And for us, it's very unique. For each and every Israeli, it's a very unique day. And that's something, that day here is for us. And there's a really good sentence, we never forget. And that's what the most important thing here.
And that's also the group Value to Each Other. There's men and women like you who served, who fought, who lost loved ones, and they come together.
Yes. I want to talk a little bit about the group, and I want to talk about what happened here towards the Israeli Arabs that live in this country.
We're coming up on a short break, but you're going to stay with us through the break. Hear more from Yoseph Haddad, again, former IDF Golani commander, injured himself in the Second Lebanon War, speaking about living through this Very solemn day here in Israel, speaking about some of his friends and commanders who lost their lives, sadly. You'll stay with us with Yoseph. You were telling us before a little bit about your group, value to each other, because you are a combat veteran. You're also an Arab Christian from the very mixed city of Nazareth, yes. And some of the challenges and opportunities that come with that on a Memorial Day when Israel comes together as one.
Yes, and before I came here, I was in Nazareth. And around 11 o'clock, as you all know, the sound of the serenade was, and everybody stood for 2 minutes thinking about all the victims and all the fallen soldiers. But the thing is, in Nazareth, it didn't happen. At least the majority didn't do that. Unfortunately, the Arab Israelis are not, let's say, they don't feel any obligation to do that. I'm here to say, no, it should be different. I'm here to say that we need to do it otherwise. The organization that I founded, it's based on, listen, I'm an alternative to what's happening in any member of Arab Knesset in Israel who is trying to shout Gaza and trying to shout Ramallah. No, we're trying to shout Nazareth and trying to shout Rahat and Dalit al-Karmel, which means we're trying to shout Israel. Eventually, the Israeli soldiers, they defend each and everyone here in Israel. They don't just defend the Jewish people. They defend each and every citizen in Israel, and that's including the Muslims and the Christians and all the other minority here in Israel. That's why, for me, it is very, very, very important that everyone in Israel, all the sectors, come together. Yeah. Exactly, come together, and that's exactly what my organization is going to do. Towards that.
Again, called value to each other. Very quick, tell me his name again, your commander, the one who sacrificed his life.
Klein.
I mean, bringing life to that story, sacrificing his own life to protect his command, to protect his unit as a commander, just that heroic sacrifice. I like hearing the name. It just, drives home the power of that man. As Yoseph, I want to ask you, what does that mean for you? Is it difficult emotionally? Because in a matter of minutes, you're expected not to forget the stories of your fellow soldiers and your friends, but just to change your emotions, to remember their sacrifice and celebrate what they sacrificed their lives for, which is that Israel can exist and we can exist here. Is it difficult to do in a matter of minutes?
I'll tell you, from my point of view, from my personal story, it's a very difficult situation. 12 years ago, I was injured, and I lost a lot of friends and commanders. The thing is, 11 years, I didn't celebrate Independence Day. 11 years. Last year is the first time since I was injured, since I lost my friends, I did celebrate it because a lot of my friends just like, come on, come with us, be with us. Let's celebrate. It is our country. Let's celebrate this Independence Day. I'll tell you something about that. It's very difficult. That's why, for me, there should be a divided day for Memorial Day and for Independence Day. And the thing is, if you talk about the majority of the Israeli people, they will not be approval of that. But once, unfortunately, you become one of our family, then you start saying the same thing.
What will you be doing, Yoseph, tonight to celebrate and tomorrow for Independence Day?
My friends, the one that taught me to celebrate last year, I'm going to be with them in Rosh Hashanah. Really happy guys that just want to have fun and celebrate Independence Day. Tomorrow is a typical barbecue day, so...
Look at Rosh Hashanah. All right, I want to thank our guests in studio, Yoseph Haddad, former Golani soldier, sharing his experience, and then founder of the group. Find out more about it online. Value to each other. Appreciate you so much, sir.